What's going on? We back, Goodfellas Sports TV, doing what we does, back with real boxing talk as usual. And which fight would people rather see? I'm asking you guys. You can comment. Wait till the video over with. Canelo versus Danny Jacobs. Canelo versus Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo versus Danny Jacobs. Any of the combinations of the three. And I know a lot of people. A lot of the black people, brothers, don't be wanting to see two brothers fight. And I understand, I understand. Obviously, Canelo brings a crossover casual audience. He brings the most money. So, naturally, in most people's mind, that would be the best fight. When I say which is the best fight, I mean the pageantry, the build-up, the actual fight. I mean the total package. And naturally, people probably gonna say Canelo versus either two of them, which I can't debate because it's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I can't be mad at anybody else that says different, unless your reasoning is just just all off and stuff of that nature. But I think any combination between these three is an excellent fight. It's good for boxing to put boxing where it belongs. I'm just talk about. Okay, let's talk about Canelo versus Jermall Charlo. That's a big fight. Obviously, it's not a unification bout. Obviously, it's a mandatory fight. And for some people, that takes some cachet away from the fight as well. It's a fight that people talk about. I don't know if a lot of people want to see it actually happen because we have a situation in boxing now where people actually don't want to see the best fight the best. They just want, the Charlos, I'm just using them as an example, not to fight the best so they can continue to say how good they're not. That rather than see them succeed or fail, I think most people believe that they will succeed versus, the current competition, and they will have to get credit where credit is due, or they will have to find a creative way to take credit away from them. Like people saying now they on steroids. Andre Rozier made that insinuation, and when they can't beat you in the ring, they got to beat you outside the ring. They got to take away what you do. So, it is what it is. I think that's a fantastic fight. You go to Canelo versus Danny Jacobs. That's another fantastic fight. But the elephant in the room for me, as far as Canelo Alvarez versus Danny Jacobs or Canelo Alvarez versus Jermall Charlo, if it happens on the zone, which is probably going to happen on the zone, then guess what? You have to knock them out. And I think organically, Jermall Charlo versus Danny Jacobs is a better fight because they have the same management. They are under the same banner in PBC. Showtime doesn't favor the Charlos unless they give them a network deal where Danny Jacobs didn't get one with Showtime because he is a network and a promotional free agent. I think naturally, organically, that's the better fight because you're going to get an honest decision. I don't think Al favors Jermall Charlo or Danny Jacobs even more. You could probably say he favors Danny Jacobs because he was one of his first amateurs that turned professional under his wing. But I just think naturally you get a fair decision, and I think naturally you get a better fight. I think they both have similar identities. They both can punch. They both long. They both tall, and it's actually bad blood there. And one thing I always like to point out, they both speak and understand English fluently, so that can build the fight. Although Canelo Alvarez may bring more cachet to the fight, but also it won't be on the closed network as far as the zone, a closed app as the zone. This can be on Fox. This is probably something they put on Showtime or Fox. And, in my opinion, just overall, even inside the ring, it's a better fight. I think it definitely, it's going to be a respect thing going there. I think both of those guys, as far as fighting Canelo Alvarez, they could be excellent fights. Canelo's a good fighter. But at the end of the day, just hanging over the balance, knowing versus Canelo Alvarez, you got to knock him out 5 times in one night just to get a draw. Or just to get a fair decision, damn near, you probably knock him out 6 times. At the back of your mind, it just leaves a sour taste in your mouth just knowing that it ain't going to be fair. Knowing that he did cheat. He is a known PED user. Knowing that he did get several close fights, and if it's remotely close, or if the judges are paid off, or is it L.A. Bird or C.J. Ross, whatever it may be, that, you're not going to get full credit for being Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, I think organically, from a standpoint, that Jermall Charlo and Danny Jacobs is the better fight. I think both got something to prove. I think Danny Jacobs definitely wants to shut him up. The build up is a lot better for that fight. Like I say, both can talk in a language that we all can understand. And you know, like I said, I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I think that's the one. I think that's the marquee fight in boxing, right with Jermall and Swift Hurt. I'm not mentioning no other fights that can be made, that should be made right now, but it's not happening. So right now, it's fantasy. The heavyweights, the welterweights, the featherweights. It's fantasy right now. You know what I'm saying? Actually, right now, Danny Jacobs can make it happen. Danny Jacobs can go to PBC for a one-fight deal or one time and can go get Jermall Charlo, beat him down, and then take care of Canelo Alvarez. Danny Jacobs, just like I said when Terrence Crawford was in the ring and he could have called out Errol Spence. I said he's the most powerful man in boxing right now. In my opinion, Danny Jacobs is the most powerful, most important man in boxing right now. Not $365 million Canelo. For me personally, because Danny Jacobs can go make the Jermall Charlo fight and we can see if Jermall Charlo is really trill or is he not. Because Jermall Charlo at this point has talked himself into a corner where you have no other choice but to take that fight. Team Jacobs will talk themselves in the corner where they should go pursue that fight. The money will be there. It's the bad blood is between the coaching staffs as well too. It's bad blood. You know, Andre Rozier accused him of being on PEDs. Clearly. Said that his resume is weak. But at the same time, he says that he got to turn Danny Jacobs up to another degree. Like, if my resume is weak and I'm on steroids, whatever situation may be, you guys don't think I'm that good. Why do you have to turn your fighter up to another degree? Who knows? But the backstory is laid. The beef is real. And I think somebody going to get somebody. I think they both going to get each other respect in the ring. And on top of that, if he beat Big Brother, you know, Danny Jacobs will whoop Little Brother too. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, most people might come in a popular opinion. And I can't change your opinion. I'm not trying to sway your opinion. But the popular opinion is Jacobs versus Canelo or Canelo versus Jermall Charlo. Those are the popular opinion, the popular choices. Which I can't knock you for those choices. But I want to see the brothers get put on the pedestal for one night. And I also think because they have bad blood and legit history. That's a square biz fight. You don't need Canelo Alvarez to have a great fight. You don't need Canelo Alvarez to fill a stadium. They can fill a stadium in Brooklyn. That should be a big fight in Brooklyn. That should be a sellout. That's a sellout. You know, I'm tired of the days where black fighters feel that we and black fight fans feel that we need the Mexican fans' approval. And that's no disrespect to them. Or we need the white fans' approval. We need the European fans, the British fans' approval. Or we need the other fans, minority fans around America and around the world as their approval. We don't. Black fighters, listen up. We are our own wave. We dipping in our own sauce. You know, we can go out there and support these fighters. May it be buying the ticket. May it be out here, you know, you can't afford a ticket, but you could drop a video. You could share a link. We can get behind this and hype it up. As long as it ain't no real bad blood, no real buffoonery, coonery making the race or the culture look bad. Yeah, we can get behind. Everybody can do their 2 cents and make this the biggest middleweight fight out there. And at that point, you know, can't nobody say after they put on a great performance, because that's what it would be. It'd be an epic performance. I mean, people going to say that's the best middleweight in the world. Depending on who wins, that's going to produce the best middleweight in the world. They can tell you it's Canelo blue in the face. Canelo going to have to go chase them. Because it's going to be so much of a spectacular fight. It's going to be so many levels in that fight. It's going to be so many adjustments in that fight. It's going to be so much speed and ability put on display that they're going to be put on a pedestal. They're going to be put on a legit pedestal. And they're going to reign supreme. And I'm telling you, that's going to produce the best matchup. Then it can't be no more duck sauce. It can't be no more, he don't have a fan base or he don't bring that much money, or he don't bring that fanfare. That Jermall Charlo and Danny Jacobs fight gonna do so well that's not gonna be an excuse no more. They will legit reign supreme over that division. Whether Canelo says 68 or 60. The popular opinion, if you ask people to be honest, will be Jermall Charlo and Danny Jacobs is going to produce the best middleweight in the world. Because obviously, we know Triple G don't want to fight Jermall. He didn't want to fight Danny Jacobs before he got a title. And Danny Jacobs say, "Now I'm champion. I'm not giving you opportunity." You know? So, that's one of the biggest fights in middleweights to make. That can be made. That's reasonable. I take that over Triple G versus Canelo 3. I don't really want to see that fight. So at the end of the day, that's the wave that should be rolled. You know, obviously I said it's all on Danny Jacobs, which is true. But Jermall Charlo has to handle Willie Monroe, and I don't think Willie Monroe is going to be as easy as people think. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, I want that fight to happen. Like I said, I wouldn't sleep on Canelo versus Jacobs, Canelo versus Jermall Charlo. But I think it's good, and I know a lot of brothers hate for two brothers to square off in the ring, but I think it's good for us to be put on the pedestal and to have a great fight and kind of get the ball rolling. I think this fight will get the ball rolling. I think it will light fires into Tank. It will light fires into Errol Spence. It will light fires into Crawford. It light fires into Sasana, other fighters to go out there and make the best fights possible. And they see the fans get behind it. They see the fanfare, the cachet, the airplay get on YouTube, the rounds it makes on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think they can legitimately get the ball rolling for, the best fights happening in boxing. And I think a lot of people are gonna look at that fight and they're gonna be motivated to go out to the fight, see a packed house, and be in major fights. And I think it could be a huge starting point for it could be a huge starting point. It could be a huge starting point for boxing. For these young fighters, these elite, these prime prize fighters to actually get in the ring and make it happen. Like I said, I'm not gonna sleep on Canelo versus neither one of them. But like I say, the ramifications knowing that you need a knockout just to win, that kind of takes the cachet. Also, him not having the ability to speak English, that takes away from selling the fight. I think Charlo and Jacobs, even though, it may not do the numbers that Canelo would do on pay-per-view, even though he's not doing pay-per-view no more, but for our culture, for the urban culture, for the hardcore and the casual and the purist box community, this is the fight that need to be had. Goodfellas Sports TV, let me know which fight you would rather see. Canelo versus Charlo, Canelo versus Jacobs, Jacobs versus Charlo. Out of the three, let me know what y'all think. Goodfellas Sports TV once again. Appreciate you guys for listening to us once again. One time, you can hit me up on Facebook or you can email me. All those links in the description. Shout out to everybody that donate. I definitely appreciate it. We're definitely making the boxing culture move forward, and we'll continue to spit that real knowledge and get good game. Y'all know what it is. We gone.